Hello bots and bits fans, and welcome back to another episode of Today we are taking a good look at the NB Factory NB-01 Overlordnb thing. Now this is of course their oversized version of the Iron Factory Overlord, I think it was called, which was a pretty good bot from the reviews that I've seen. Before we get into him though, we'll just take a quick look at the box. Has some pretty kick-ass artwork on the front that's worth mentioning. If you know where that's from, let me know. A few pictures of what you can do with it, and that's pretty much it. Alright, down to the accessories. We get a few, they're not bad. We get rifle, pistol thing. This does end up becoming his tank turret when it splits up, and the handle just pops out like that, which he holds perfectly with that, really tight. We also get two swords, which they're just plastic. The silver paint on them isn't done too bad. There's no mold lines or sprue marks, you know, nothing. A couple of injection points, but that's about it. And he holds them both really, really tightly. We also get a ramp for his base mode, which is just one piece, no sprue marks, nothing, and a few silver bits of detail there that are done, you know, they're done fine. And lastly, we get an alternate face. Focus, there we go. Just it's got a little bit of a smirk, a couple of sprue marks on the bottom, but you know, that doesn't matter. Silver paint on the face is done really well, and I'm not sure if you're getting that or not, but the red inside the eyes is also painted just as well. That's just on a ball peg, so to change the head, it's really, really easy. I was a little bit worried, it being a thin ball socket, can I focus? That it might have some stress marks or something, but no, that's not the case. Just grab the head, and I've just been pushing it backwards like that. It doesn't take much. Then you grab the replacement head, goes in, and that's nice and stiff as well. It's not loose whatsoever. And we also get instructions. Now there is one other thing you can do. I don't really feel very comfortable doing it, but I'll do it anyway, and that is you can pop this section here off. It's just like a clamp in there, but it's quite hard to get the leverage right. Let's just stick that back on, shall we? That piece just looks like it was just frictioned on. In the instructions it says that you just unclip that, but it looks like that whole piece comes off. So anyway, what you do now is you can grab this wing and just untab it, and on this cockpit section there's actually half a tab right there, and that can just go in right there and slots perfectly onto his hand, and you got like a crossbow shield thing, I guess. Didn't see that in the instructions. I haven't checked out the Iron Factory to see if that's an official thing or not, but it works perfectly. Alright, that's that. Now, like I mentioned, the detail on this guy is fantastic. Where it is lacking though is in the paint. It's just got the same colour silver details, just sort of plastered around it. So we've just got some silver there, in the shin there, up on the wrist, a couple of bits there, a couple of bits all around here, a bit of purple on the wing there. We've got like a gunmetal, much darker in the chest here. The face is done just as well as the extra head, so look at that silver in the face. That is very vibrant. It's a much shinier silver, stands out compared to the rest of the silver bits on the body, and the eyes are done really well. I'm not sure if the light is really getting in there to see those eyes. Trust me, they're done well. Plastic colour looks great. I have to say, with the plastic, it looks like Mechfans Toys style. If I didn't know any better, I would say that this was Mechfans Toys, or someone at Mechfans Toys. There's no sprue marks, there's no stress marks. Everything is tidied up really, really well. I haven't seen anything else coming out from NB Factory, so who knows what's going on there. Where this guy really shines is the articulation. So head is on a ball socket, which is really, really stiff going around and forward and back. So back that far, down that far, and that's still nice and stiff. The arms, we've got a ball socket in here with a little bit of a hinge right here. So the ball socket gets you up to there, but the hinge gets you all the way up to his head. So you do get a pretty decent range, and they are both nice and stiff. Up here we've got the upper bicep swivel, which is really, really good. And we've got the single elbow joint, which it looks like you could probably get more out of that, but you've got this little section here stopping it, so you get over 90 degrees, which is still pretty good. No wrist swivel though. You can get a waist swivel. I think you got to unplug his butt. I think that's really, really tight. it is there. You can see that it's getting it, but just the way that this is tabbed in prevents it. Right, down to the legs. So we have a pin in there, bring that up, and we just got this very unique looking joint there with a swivel inside the crotch area. Well, so we got all the way forward, but with a straight leg, not so much far back because of this backpack section, but you bring it out a bit, you do get the full range. It's just that backpack limits it quite a bit. Now it's not loose, it's not overly tight. I'm pretty happy with that actually. You got the full spread all the way out, holds the weight perfectly. We have an upper thigh swivel, full 90-degree knees, which are nice and stiff. The feet, they're on like a ball socket inside there with a hinge here, so the feet are actually attached to the back of the foot, to the heel, and you get the full range like that. It's all nice and stiff in that, and then the shin here is what keeps the foot in place. And that's pretty much it for articulation. So now that that's all looked at, we've done details, we've done articulation, everything, let's get this guy transformed. Now, fair warning, there is quite a bit of parts forming when it comes to this guy. So firstly, we're going to pull his legs off. You see they're just pegs just like that. Fold these down, turn his head all the way around, grab his shoulder pads come up, and then we're going to bring these arms up. You've got a tab right here that's just going to go in right there. I'm not finding those tabs to be the most secure. There's a lot of room for movement in this joint. Grab these wing bits, fold them down, and then these purple bits here, these fins, open that up, fold the fist back. Geez, that's tight. Fold the fist back in. If you've already got this on the back, just double hinge it over the top of his face. Bring his little landing gear out, and that is his jet mode pretty much done. It's just, wow, those tabs just in there really do suck a little bit. And then the old leg pegs are just his other landing gear. There's one bit. Alright, and then for tank mode, let's just get that out of the way. We're going to pull these sections here off the shins, yank them off, and then fold the foot all the way down. I'm going to unplug these white sections here. Alright, we're not joining them together just yet. Now, these white sections then have a little plug hole just right in there. These pull out, and it just wants to go back in. Right there, that's a tight fit. Now the next step, just going to grab the rifle, fold the handle back in, then we tab it into this plug hole here. Oh, tight fit, I tell you. Grab the other section and then just join them together. There you have it, tank mode. So now, unfortunately, you have these shin pieces left over along with the other accessories. Anyway, let's take a look. It's not too bad. It definitely looks like a tank. I think they've done a pretty good job. Iron Factory did a decent enough job with the design. I think this cannon, that's so stiff. So stiff. I think that it would probably look better the other way around. The instructions say to do it this way. I think it will look much better the other way around, which I'm sure it will work. But for now, I'm not going to bother. Silver details look fine. A couple of windows, some vents at the back, bit of silver intake there on these turbines for some reason. I don't know. It holds together reasonably well. These tabs in the front, not so much. If you're fooling with it, they just sort of come untapped quite easily. Bit of a shame that this one is missing one of those fins, but yeah, whatever. Alright, and the jet mode. This one disappoints me a bit. It does look really, really cool. I do really like that look. But these tabs in here, you just can't mess with this thing at all because it just wants to come undone. And these shoulder pads are all loosey-goosey, but apart from that, it looks really good. A couple of spots here, I'd say, just stick a Decepticon logo. The only addition here is we've got the yellow cockpit. It's a good level of yellow to be put over the top of black, but the edges are just a bit rubbish. That's all. But kudos to Iron Factory for the design. It does look really cool. It's just a little bit fiddly, that's all. Alright, and then for the gimmick of the base mode, it doesn't look very good, but I'll do it anyway. We'll start with the jet. So basically, untab the arms, fold them up like that, and then fold the shoulder pads out. Fold these little pointy bits over so they're more like little feet. Grab the cockpit, stand the cockpit up, And then we have this section here. They're very tight, these little doors. Pull them out, and then we grab our ramp piece, and that just goes right in here. There we go. And then when it comes to the tank, it's really quite easy. You just need to pull it apart. Let's get rid of that. Leave the toe how it was. Right. And then we're going to take the white sections off, the turbines, fold this back up, grab the knee, fold all of that over like that, and that's pretty much it. That's that one done. So let's do this one. And then grab your turbines. Now which way does this go? So this would be that side, and that side. So we grab our turbine, so that just sticks out the front like that. That's a little bit rubbish. Get in. There we go, thank you. Alrighty, so now we grab our shin pieces. These two sections here, they just sort of kind of tab in, and that just sits there. Can't be, that's rubbish. Yeah. It's not very good. The base mode, this thing, this is rubbish. So final thoughts wise, is it worth it and should you buy it? If you're after an oversized Overlord like this, then yeah, Iron Factory did a great job on the design of the robot. I wasn't a big fan of the vehicle modes and the base mode. That was pretty pathetic in my opinion. But the bot mode looks fantastic, some great details, not much to speak of when it comes to paint, just a bit of silver thrown here and there. But there are enough color differences in the plastic that it doesn't really hurt the figure at all. And speaking of plastic, the plastic on this feels really good. It feels like Mechfans Toys qualities sort of thing. No stress marks, barely any sprue marks. All of the pin joints are very flush, very clean. All of the joints themselves are exactly as stiff and as tight as you would want them. Apart from the design of those alt modes, I really can't fault this guy. If you're after one of these, I highly recommend you get it. I think they're like $25 US, considering the price of some of the Mechfans Toys stuff is now. I think that's an absolute bargain for this guy. I'm not a big fan of the character itself, but I do feel like this figure is well worth the $25 US. And that's it. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe to my channel. Remember to check out my Facebook for daily news and updates on KO and third-party stuff. I have an Instagram account, #botsandbits, all one word. Also have a new Twitter account as well. Head over and check that out. And as always, guys, thank you very much for your time, and thanks for watching.